everybody. It's Stephen and Walter in Oz once again for our daily report. And let's see, what did we do today?
It was nice and sunny today.
Very sunny today.
It was about 28. Right?
Yeah, considering that it was raining yesterday down in New South Wales, and they got quite a bit. There's been some flooding happening in
Sydney area.
the Sydney area and stuff like that. Well, we're not there right now, but we are going back.
It did
to
rain yesterday when we were with Philippa.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as in Sydney. So, but it seems to be clearing up a bit down there.
But anyways, I guess the clocks go back in the New South Wales too.
In Sydney area.
Doesn't affect us here in Queensland.
Because they're not on daylight savings time.
No. So we don't have to worry about that. So let's see, we got up, we did brekkie, and then what did we do? Oh, we walked
over to the South Beach and we went to a few museums.
Yeah, we went to
the Australian Museum, and then we went to, there's a big art gallery there.
Oh, is that called the Australian Museum?
Yes, I think it is.
Oh, okay. It's not called like Brisbane Museum or something?
Let me take a look.
I don't know. I didn't really look at the name of it, but they had interesting displays of...
Oh, sorry, it's the Queensland Museum.
Oh, Queensland Museum. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
They had a special display in there. We didn't bother to buy tickets for it, where they had done Jurassic Park kind of a thing with dinosaurs and everything in Lego. So there were a lot of kids there today, and it's also Saturday.
That's the other reason we didn't buy tickets.
Yeah, I didn't really want to go in that. And they wanted quite a bit of money for that display too.
Yeah, it was $30 a person.
Yeah.
Or $29 actually, but still.
Was that with the seniors discount?
No, seniors discount, it was $27. Big deal.
Oh, wow. Big savings there. But anyways, we'd been to this museum before. It's interesting. They have a lot of the wildlife, dead, of course, dead and stuffed there. But you see a lot of things, you know, a lot of stuff you've never heard of before that are here in Australia. A lot of bugs. We saw some bugs, and I don't mean the bugs that we were talking about eating yesterday. I mean like insect bugs and things like that. And they got some creepy crawlers, believe me.
Yeah, like there was one bug Philip and her husband were talking about yesterday that was a spider. What was it called?
Huntsman spider.
And they're great, big, huge things. And we learned that it's not uncommon for people to find these in their shower.
Yeah. So when you shower in Australia, keep your eyes open. You may not be showering alone on that. I don't know, but they're not really venomous.
They weren't really venomous.
No.
They're just great, big, huge things.
They're ugly suckers. I don't like spiders to start with, even small ones. So big ones, no, creep me out. But Walter saw the bug that he thought years ago when we were in Palm Springs?
Yeah.
Palm Springs.
Well, I'm not sure if it was exactly it, but it looked like it.
And glad I didn't notice that it was on me.
Yeah, a long time ago in Palm Springs, we were there, and we were in an outdoor restaurant at night, and it was very warm and humid. And this big, huge bug was on his shoulder. It was a tan color. And I looked at it, and I said, ooh. I just froze.
And he says, don't look. Don't look. And I went, of course, you know, you get told not to look. So I didn't look, so I never saw it. He pointed out one today in the showcase.
Yeah, well, it sort of disappeared.
Yeah, the bug got that
time.
The bug
on his, and then it sort of like fell off or whatever. And then...
didn't like me.
No, and then...
didn't want to eat.
I didn't see it again, and I just sort of like freaked out a bit.
Yeah, so anyways, he pointed out one bug that was in the display case there, and he said, that looked like the bug that was on you that time. And I went, glad I didn't look, because it was a scary bug. But yeah, they had lots of things, all kinds of other types of kangaroos too that didn't know that they had here. Again, they're all stuffed in there. Some bats as well. And I
didn't realize that there were several different types of fruit bats. And they're the bats that are here. And last night when we were with Philippa in dusk, we saw a few of them flying around.
Yeah, they were
We could
flat
hear
road.
them mostly.
Yeah, they're noisy little suckers. They
Yeah.
chatter away on it, and they have big wingspans as well, but they eat fruit. I don't know if they're eating bananas these days, because when we're in the grocery store today, like bananas here are, you think bananas in your area in North America are expensive? Nothing compared to what they are here. Like, what was it,
$5 a kilogram, which is about $2.50 a pound. So
Yeah, we think that 59 cents a pound.
but apparently,
Is
see,
bad.
they grow a lot of bananas in Australia, and I think there was a lot of their crops got damaged,
Yeah, they said they
and
had
so
problems with it.
the price of the bananas went up.
So yeah, I don't know how many people are really eating bananas.
Yeah, a lot of the ones in the grocery store are yellow, so not like green ones or anything.
Yeah,
So I have a feeling not too many people are buying bananas.
they're ripening in the grocery store and then they'll rot. But anyways, yeah. So need to say we have not bought any bananas since we've been here. Got a cough. So we did that museum, and then we went down to now the first art gallery we went to. I'm not sure what that art gallery is called either.
Yeah, it's called the Queensland Art Gallery.
Oh, okay. Everything's Queensland. Well, that makes sense. Queensland's art gallery. It had some Aboriginal art in there as well.
Yeah, it's some interesting stuff in there. It was
Yeah.
a really big art gallery, so.
They also
and I
have-
remember being in it last time
Yeah.
we were in here too. So.
And they also have sort of like, they don't just have Australian art, although they have a lot of it. They have some international stuff too. They have some historical pieces as well. Actually, it's a fairly large art gallery. A lot of different rooms in there. And
nice looking inside.
yeah, it's very nice inside as well. Then we went to the other art gallery that's just up the street kind of thing from this one, and that one's the modern art gallery.
Yeah, it's not very big inside.
No, it's not. Doesn't have quite as much, but again, it had some very interesting pieces as well. Got some ideas for potential quilt designs as well on some of these things. So I took a picture of some of these things, and I don't know, maybe down the road I'll think about seriously seeing if it could be translated into a block for a quilt or something. So then from there, we just decided to walk along the South Bank, and it's not called the South Bank, it's just called South Bank. Philippa told me that yesterday. So, and that's where we were the first night we were here, and I shot some video, and you saw it by night, lots of lights and things like that. Well, I shot some more today, what it looks like in the daytime. It's a very extensive area here. It's a lot of people are hanging out there because there's water facilities like park. I don't know what you call it. Well, I don't want to use the word water park because that suggests something totally different.
What they have is, it's kind of interesting. They have some wading pools and stuff like that with a fake, well, not fake, a sand beach, a man-made sand beach on it. So to give the illusion like you're on the ocean or something like that. And so it's a really good area for kids to play in and stuff like that. It was quite busy today.
And there are several spots like this along the way, because this all runs along the side of the river. And it's very, like there's restaurants and there's little kiosks and stuff like that. We went down one, we never saw this last time we were here, but we weren't here on a weekend, I guess. But they had like little kiosks where people are selling stuff, like jewelry and t-shirts and different things like that kind of thing. I don't know if that's just a weekend thing. I had a feeling it is. So we went down that, looked at all of that. Then we went,
and then there's a guy selling Turkish round donuts, and then it says, "Serving you a mouthful of happiness, one ball at a time."
Yeah. Yeah, I have to love the Australian sense of humor because they do have a lot of tongue-in-cheek, almost naughty advertising they get away with on various things, the way they put phrases together and stuff. It's hilarious. There are a bunch of restaurants down there too. We did have lunch at a Mexican restaurant. Um, Actually, it was okay.
Yeah.
We had tacos.
Three soft tacos each.
Yeah,
And then we had some churros for dessert.
yeah, we had churros for dessert with chocolate sauce to dip them in. The tacos you could pick. They had about 6 different kinds, and you picked 3 that you wanted. I mean, you could have all the same if you wanted, but we picked 3 different ones. One was a King Caesar taco, and these are soft tacos, okay? They are not the hard tacos. And it was basically like a chicken Caesar wrap kind of a thing, what was in there. And then there was one with a spiced hamburger kind of thing in it. It was quite
It was pretty spicy, yeah.
I liked that one. Well, I liked both of those two. And then the third one was a crunchy chicken with some stuff in it taco. That one was, out of the 3 of them, that one, it wasn't bad, but it was the one I liked the least out of the 3 because, well, the chicken in it has been deep fried kind of a thing. And
Yeah.
it had that, deep fried taste that you get on
It was
things.
all right, though.
It was okay, yeah. We had a couple of beers, of course, and as Walter said, we had churros for dessert. So, and then we watched the birds fly in to it. There was the ibis were there pecking away. In fact, there was a family sitting at one table with little kids, and there was a pile of crap on the table. And before the servers could ever get the table, the ibises were right up there. They were helping to clean up the mess. And the pigeons were below the table, and then there was also some other kind of birds. I don't know what they were, but they were in there too. So they were helping out. But we did hear one of the staff say I sound like the other staff member was new to working there, said, yeah, you have to clean the tables off really quick because these things will be here pecking away at stuff. So that, and we walked our way all the way down to the far end of the South Bank.
Yeah, we were going to take a boat around, but we decided to leave that maybe till tomorrow.
Yeah, we might do that tomorrow.
So
tomorrow's our last full day here in
Yeah.
Brisbane, so that might be something to do tomorrow and see the city and whatever else you see from the boat. We came across a bridge. It's a pedestrian bridge down at the far end, the Goodwill Bridge,
yeah,
I think it's called.
and then we walked all the way down the river. And then Steve says, well, I'm not going all the way up these stairs thing. And just found out that by the time we got down to where our hotel was, we couldn't get up from there.
Yeah.
And we had to walk beyond that.
Yeah, but we did find an opening that allowed you to go up, and so we got back up. So my feet are sore with that. So right now we're doing something really exciting. We're doing laundry as well, and I think that's it for going out today. We're tired.
Yeah, we're pretty tired.
We're old men, we get tired easily. So we'll just sit here and probably watch the boob tube. I don't know if we're going to open one of those fancy bottles of wine we've got or what with it, because we have a couple of fancy bottles of wine. Philippa gave us a really nice bottle of wine, and we bought a really nice bottle of wine at the winery we went to yesterday that you saw the video about. Let's see, have we had any comments, suggestions, or things? Somebody suggested a quilt store that was, a little far away for us to get there. We have the car, of course, but we didn't really want to drive. Originally, we thought, well, we could, because we had the car. We could take the car out, drive outside of Brisbane, and if there were quilt shops or something else to see out there, and go. But driving into this city and driving out of this city, not that it's horrendous, but especially if you knew where you're doing, but we don't know what we're doing, and it's kind of a pain in the butt.
And not only that, there's enough to see in the city that we
we
wanted
can get
to
walking.
see, that we can get to walking or take, we haven't had to take any public transportation yet, but there's enough around this area that we wanted to see, so there really wasn't any, and I mean, go to a quilt store out in the burbs. I wasn't too.
And, you know, to be honest, quilt stores are quilt stores, okay? They all have basically the same fabric. So, I mean, the one that we went to yesterday, that Philippa took us to, she said herself, she said she thought there was going to be more fabric there than there was. There really wasn't a good selection of fabric in that. I think their main claim to fame, that particular quilt store, was selling sewing machines, because they
Yeah.
did have a lot of sewing machines, and you saw that in the video. Also, the prices of fabric here, and we already knew this before we came here, that is much more than we pay for in Canada or in the United
Yeah,
States.
so unless we want to, and not only that, we don't really want to like it with us.
No.
Unless we see something that we specifically like.
That we feel we cannot get
Yeah.
back home readily.
Though we still have some other places that we're visiting before we go to Sydney. And we'll, as we're traveling around, we're looking around to see
Yeah.
if there's any other quilt stores around that might be of interest to drop in on. So.
And some people have been giving us suggestions about the problems we've been having with the credit card and all the banking system. Thank you for your suggestions. We're not stupid. We did all the things you suggested. The problem is the company we're dealing with. Like I've called it before, this won't, not for Americans, it won't matter because you guys can't get this credit card. But President's Choice, or PC Financial is what it's called, by the Loblaws Corporation, suck majorly.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, our bank cards that we're using are working fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a problem. Like, we've got lots of resources.
So I think I mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. If you're a Canadian, if you're going to travel outside of Canada and you're going to depend on a PC Financial credit card, don't. Okay? They're horrible. In fact, when we get back home, we are going to use that card strictly for buying groceries because there's a point system, and not for travel. We have other cards that work for travel and that kind of thing. So lesson learned here, because they are horrible to deal with. And we've actually posted this on Twitter.
Yeah, like, I mean, Steve had a little bit of a problem with one of his bank cards. Not that it was declining or anything like that. But we contacted the bank yesterday ourselves.
Yep.
And we were able to talk through some stuff. But
but that wasn't related to the
no, that
PC
wasn't
Financial.
related. But the PC Financial, their phone numbers that they have posted don't work.
They don't work. And yet, you know, and they have a number on the back of the card say you can call collect. No, you can't.
No, you can't, and you can't call them directly either.
No. But when I wanted to talk to my bank, they also had a number that you could call collect if you're outside of Canada, the United States. And
Their phone number worked.
Yeah, I didn't even have to call it collect. I just dialed the number with the long distance codes into it, and I got a real human being and that kind of thing. So I can't stress too much for anybody. Do not rely on PC Financial, the PC MasterCard, okay? And if that's the way their card works, they also have their own sort of banking system as well. I wouldn't deal with that in 1,000 years after all this experience.
Well, I've read bad reviews about their banking system, and I've read bad reviews about, well, the credit card, and I've in the past, and they also have a phone service, and definitely will not be using all of that.
And I mean, when I go on to their site on my computer, I get these things. This morning it was, oh, we are temporarily experiencing some problems with our network or whatever. We're sorry for the inconvenience.
And you're trying to look up your balance that says, oops, this isn't working.
Yeah, oops, something went wrong. Our bad. And that's supposed to make me feel better? No. So anyways, I cannot say too little about this particular company. So as I said, this only affects Canadians. It does not affect Americans, because you can't deal with this company in the States.
Yeah, and I mean, people have said, well, you should let them know that you're traveling.
We did.
Yeah, and we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did all of that. Sometimes people's helpful comments make an assumption that we're stupid. We're not stupid. Okay, we're old, but we're not stupid. Okay. Anyways, I don't know what else to tell you today because there wasn't anything else.
I mean, we didn't do. It wasn't real exciting, but it was good.
Fine. We got to see things, and
yeah,
yeah,
you have some video.
And we have some video, which I'm going to put up here right now. So here's the video that we took today. This one's going to be a lot of art. Okay. So if you aren't interested in art, well, you might want to fast forward it. But yeah, it's going to have a lot of art because this is what we did today. It was art day. That was it.
Yes, it was.
Art day. Okay. See you tomorrow. So we're starting off today by going to the museum that's here. The thing about Australian museums, for the most part, they're free.
Unless they have a special exhibition.
If they have a special, yeah, Walter says if they have a special exhibition, then you have to pay for that part, which is not unusual. In our country, anything that was federal at one time run was free. But I don't think that's true anymore.
You go to Ottawa, you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
You go to BC, you pay for the museums, and you're a piece of shit.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Don't go to British Columbia for the museums because you'll be sadly disappointed.
And you have to pay for it.
Yeah. Now, we've been to this museum before, and it seems very popular with bringing children here.
Of course, it's Saturday.
Well, yeah, too, Saturday. So, but the kids are on holidays anyways, aren't they? Still?
Not yet, not till the 15th.
Oh. It's a Lego dinosaur. So this is inside the museum. And another shot of the Lego dinosaur.
Jurassic.
Okay, so the first area we're going into is this one called Insect Agency. There's lots of bugs here, not the kind we were eating, the kind you assume. Bug, little bug, bigger bug, big bug, more bugs, butterfly, beetles. Beatles, I loved their music in the 60s. There we go. What's that? Ooh. I don't want to see one of those. They're creepy.
Actually, that was sort of looked like the thing that was on your shoulder. And,
Who? It was the friendly bug. Yeah.
We'll have a look at that in a minute. What are you going to stop doing,
What's that?
some guy took up butterfly.
Yeah. Ooh, these are creepy. Hercules moth. go. That kangaroo is very peaceful. Very dead. Dingo. Dingo hecho baby.
Flying squirrels. Spiders spiders.
Yeah, what they were talking about. We share a shower with a spider. No, I don't want to. Thank you very much.
Ooh, crabs.
Oh, I went to Brisbane and got crabs and bugs. Okay, is there a bug here?
Yeah, that's it.
That down the bottom?
Those ones at the top. Those ones are all bugs.
Those are bugs. Okay.
They're also called flathead lobsters.
They're ugly suckers.
Yeah.
But
22 is a Morton Bay crab.
so 22 is a Morton bug?
Yeah,
Morton
it's a
Bay bug?
Morton Bay bug.
Okay, so that's what we ate last night, except in a chopped up form with chopped up prawn. Looked a little different on the plate. There's too many kids here. Don't come here on a Saturday.
The box jellyfish is most venomous.
Yeah, well, from stuff that gets in the water. Nice jaws. Open wide, say ah. Walter got fish and chips one day, and this is the fish that was in it, a barramundi. These are striped possums.
So wood 207. Wood frog 207. Here's 207. We'll go on the bottom.
Some kind of frog.
The frogmouth bird. 200 giant whitetail rat. Northern leaf-tailed gecko.
Gecko, well, that'd be hidden well. And what's in here? There's one of those what's it called? A casa. They almost look prehistoric with that cone on their head. It's a cassowary. This is what they call a Lumholtz tree kangaroo. So, you know, kangaroos come in different varieties.
And another one next to it is the 174. That one's another type of tree kangaroo.
And this is another type of key tree kangaroo. So they're not as fluffy. Oh, look at that little thing.
172. That's possums, ring-tailed possum. And 171 is
Herbert River.
ring-tailed possum. Cockatoo.
Cockatoo.
A bush-tailed possum. Red-tailed black. There's a red-tailed black cockatoo. 292 is a glossy black cockatoo. It's a black.
And kookaburras. There's kookaburras. The big ones here are kookaburras. Little ones are kingfishers.
302 is a blue-winged kookaburra.
And this is a fruit bat, and we saw some of those swooping around last night at the winery. They got cute little face.
But they look better in real life.
Yeah. And of course, we all know what this is, a koala with a little baby koala. Poor little things. They stuff them. What's that pig?
357.
Is that a wombat?
That's a hairy-nosed wombat.
Hairy-nosed wombat. And there's a little tiny, is that a little wallaby?
358, endangered bridled nail-tail wallaby.
It's a little tiny wallaby. And this is what we went looking at the Australian Zoo but didn't find them. The Enchinida.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is what they call a bilby. Look at the ears on that little sucker.
And that one's a rock wallaby.
Rock wallaby. And what's the pussycat?
It's a feral cat.
It's just a feral cat? That's a big feral cat.
Fun looking.
Some little teeny mice.
It's a holy cross or crucifix frog.
Here's some snakes. Wall of snakes.
Oh, nice.
Wall of fish.
Same size.
Okay, these are huntsman spiders. And according to Philippa, they can get into your house and like to share a shower with you as well. I don't think so. There's what? See the stick? It's a stick insect. You see the insect in here? He's right there. There he is, right there. Here you go. You want to see the world's smallest sewing machine? Right there. Supposedly it's a toy.
It's number 2, right?
Yeah, number 2. What's
Child's Singer sewing machine, 1930s.
Gramophone. What's
Violet
that?
rays gives you radiant beauty, glowing health,
Ooh.
throbbing, pulsating vitality.
Okay, you sure that was? Yeah, I have a feeling that went somewhere else. Okay.
Maybe that's why we're having a focus problem.
Yeah. So that's a little world's tiniest little sewing machine, a toy sewing machine. However, it was used for dressmaking later, so it actually worked.
Number 2's fruit bat.
Where's number 2?
The red fruit bat. Number 2.
Oh, number 2, red fruit bat.
And there's a black fruit bat, which is the ones we've seen.
Is that number 3 or that?
Number 1.
Oh, the black fruit bat. That's okay. Those are the ones we've seen.
Number 3 is a gray headed flying fox.
Look at the face on them, though.
And number 4 is a speckled flying fox. Those little buggers are everywhere.
A wedge-tailed eagle.
Munching on a bunny.
Munch. Well, they're probably happy about that, since bunnies are a problem here. These are part of the grounds that the museum we were just in are located on. Little waterfall. Look, ibises. Or would it be ibis eye? Abuses. We're now in the art gallery. There's actually 2 art galleries. This is one of the 2. And if I remember correctly, and looking at some of my old videos, I have this, they had a different display down here where all the water was the last time we were here. And there's all the different displays they have here. Yes, there's not children here, which is good. Peace and quiet.
Journey across northern territory.
There, that would make a nice art quilt. This piece is kind of fun. Me and my sisters working at arts and crafts. I'm Whoopi singing lots.
95 Takes is a title popular from the 1980 Dolly Parton and from the same name.
I'm Sandra D. Looks like Tina Turner. Wonder Woman. New Holland. What to do with your sardine cans?
Oh, look at this.
Oh. Well, look at this one. They're all body parts.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, root art. See the one on the end? Here you go. Inspiration for a quilt.
This is also part of the art gallery. Interesting architecture with the glass and looking outside to the garden. And now we're headed to the Gallery of Modern Art. This is a Art Appreciation Day. If you'd like an applique challenge, here's one for you. Almost reminiscent of Hawaiian applique. There's a bug on the window. Another view of the city from over where the art galleries are and the museum. Like I've said before, it's a very modern looking city. Along the south bank, there's this little temple-like design. So this is where we were walking the other night when it was night, kind of a thing. And so this is what it looks like during the day. It's right along the river bank, It's a promenade. We were told yesterday by Philippa that this was all put up here when they had an expo here. I'm not sure what year it was. And they left it and have built more onto it, I guess, over time. But it's all parkland, of course, up in here as well. And there's places to eat, places to sort of shop. And it's kind of nice that they have something like this down here. Okay, we're having lunch in a Mexican restaurant called El Camino. And they brought us some salsa and chips. And we're having exactly the same thing. We're having the 3 taco selection.
Yeah.
Where we picked 3 different types of tacos and some beer. Of course, we're having beer as well. Okay, we're being invaded by birds at lunch. An ibis over there. A pigeon down here. I don't know what those little birds are. They've all come here for lunch. So we've had lunch, and so we're just walking down here on South Bank. We were told by Philippa this is not called the South Bank. It is just South Bank. And there's a bunch of kiosks or something over there.
Well, we walk up here and then walk back.
Or whichever way, I guess. We're halfway between, I guess, or someplace there. So we're going to see what's in these little itchy tents.
I see Mr. Churro.
There's a Mr. Churro. We just had churros. I can't eat another churro. They're delicious, but I can't eat another churro. I've got to give the Australians credit. They can certainly get your attention with advertisements. I think this sign says it all. You go where you want with that. So there's all kinds of restaurants down along here, all the way down that side. Lots of choices, things to eat, places to eat.
There's Easy Mart. I'm gonna go.
And here's the city from another point of view. We're down at the far end of the river on the pedestrian bridge at the far end. And this is what it looks like. Here's a unique perspective of Brisbane. Brisbane under the highway. Yes, we are under the highway here, but it is walkway. So we'll just keep walking.